Okay, it's day 3 of the wheatgrass juice cleanse, and yesterday I was draggy, a little tired, not exhausted, but I didn't really feel like focusing on anything. I attempted to read a few times, and I just found I just didn't really want to focus, so I didn't read very much. Pretty much just laid around and did nothing on a couch, and took naps, laid out in a hammock in the sun. We're in Florida, even though it's Christmas time in Florida. It's like 80 degrees outside right now, so it's really wonderful. So I've been getting out in the sun and enjoying that, and just lays around. Today I feel much better. I've got a lot more energy. I can tell that my energy is coming back. Usually when you start out doing cleansing, the first 3 to 5 days are the most difficult, especially if you're fasting, even if you're juice fasting, because you're dumping a lot of toxins and a lot of acids, and they get into the bloodstream. We're also drinking lots and lots of alkaline water from a water ionizer, and that stuff has been phenomenal in keeping the acidity low and keeping it flushed out of our bodies. And I've been doing that for a few months, and so I've noticed in general that alkaline water really keeps the acid levels down in the bloodstream and in the urine, and so you just don't feel as bad as you would. You don't have such severe cleanse reactions usually if you're doing alkaline water along with this stuff. So that's kind of the catch up on yesterday, and now I'm going to show you how to make my green drink, which I drink all the time. It's very, very cleansing. It's very high in chlorophyll. It tastes good. It's got a mixture of things to make it taste good. It's simply kale, parsley, red bell pepper, tomato, and cucumber. And the cucumber is the base of it that gives the main amount of fluid. But on this cleanse, we only drink 8 ounces twice a day, and that's just enough to give your stomach a little bit of a full feeling and to give you enough calories to kind of make it through the day, because you do need some calories. And also in this cleanse we're doing flaxseed, and we grind up flaxseed, mix it with water, and drink that, just 1 tablespoon a few times a day. And that also will give you a little bit of calories and give you some substance in your stomach without putting food mass into your stomach, because in your digestive tract. Because you want your digestive tract to get a rest from digesting solid food. So that's what we're going to do. And this green drink normally has a lot of pulp, and I usually drink it with pulp because the pulp is fiber, and fiber is very good for pulling toxins out of the body. But we're doing a lot of other supplements to pull that stuff out. So we're going to be screening it through a sieve to get the pulp out, so that we just have liquid. And that way there'll be less material in the digestive tract. Okay, so to that end, here we go. And then, by the way, this is a Solo Star 2 juicer from TriBest. This is the only juicer I recommend, for less than $1,000. There are some juicers out there for a couple $1,000s that will extract more juice, but they're very expensive and they're not easy to clean. This one does the best job. It gets the most juice out and is the least expensive and is not hard to clean compared to sometimes juicers that are twice as expensive as it. So this is the only juicer I recommend. So anyway, let's get some cucumber going. With the cucumber, you're going to alternate soft stuff like cucumber and tomato, red bell pepper, with the stringy stuff like the kale and the parsley. And the stringy stuff will help push the soft stuff through, and it will help get more juice out of it. It's one thing I like about the Solo Star. It's very good at extracting juice from soft stuff. Some of the other juicers on the market don't do that. And I don't get any kickback from TriBest for saying that. I don't have any affiliation with them. But it's just a fact that the juicer gets about 25% more juice out than the Omega and the Samson, from what I've seen in my testing. I've tested all these juicers side by side, so I'm not just speaking off the top of my head. I sat down and measured out quantities of stuff and tested these juicers side by side. I've also used twin gear juicers. And there are some good twin gear juicers on the market, but they're a real pain to clean. They're a pain to assemble and disassemble. And they make claims about making the juice last longer, that kind of stuff. You don't want to be juicing a whole bunch of juice and saving it and drinking it later, because it doesn't matter what they say, when you break the cell wall of a plant, that juice starts oxidizing immediately. So within an hour or so, if you're not drinking your juice within a half hour to an hour, it's pretty much oxidizing and you're throwing your money away. So don't believe any of that stuff. So kale here. Now I'm going to do a little bit more tomato. These are really nice soft organic tomatoes. Always use organic produce, of course. You don't want to be ingesting concentrated doses of pesticides and herbicides, genetically modified plants. Juicing, you get a lot of concentration in what you're doing. A little more kale to feed that soft stuff through. And you can see the pulp coming out is pretty dry. I know you can't see it because you're kind of far away, but that's very dry pulp for how wet this stuff is. A little more tomato. I always get the tomato through first because being the softest, kind of feed that through and then push it through with the greens. And when I do this in the morning, I'll make about 20 to 24 ounces per person. This is just enough for 3 people for 8 ounces. And you can check my recipes. If you want to see the exact recipe for this stuff for a certain number of people, I've got it in several different places, my DVDs, my recipe books, so you can check those out. Alright, so I'm going to shove a little more greens through. This is black kale. You can use any kind of kale you want. I like red kale. I think red kale has a nice taste to it when it's juiced. And it is serious chlorophyll, that's what we want. Chlorophyll is your friend when doing a cleanse. When we do these cleanses, when we do wheatgrass cleanses, we don't do any fruit whatsoever. And we stay away from sugars. They can tend to feed disease, they feed parasites, candida, yeast, molds, bacteria in the body. So we avoid fruit while we're doing cleansing. Okay, now